Hello and welcome to another NSD video. In this video, we're going to talk about knowledge management systems for internal use. And we'll start off by defining what an internal knowledge management system is, the different use cases and reasons why you would need one. And then we'll look at different solutions, what makes them good, what makes them bad. And then we'll talk about the pricing offered by these solutions. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. An internal knowledge management system is used to document internal processes, procedures, and crucial information within your company. And it's a system that allows you to centralize all this information so that everybody is getting the same and accurate version of any information or process that exists within your company. And you'd need one to really, as we alluded to, scale effective education across your team. And as well as on-demand learning or reminders. So if your team constantly needs to maybe use multiple softwares and need a great way to be reminded of the best case scenarios, that's also a great reason why you would need an internal knowledge management system, because after training, after going through training, employees or teams usually need reminders or a source of truth, and that's exactly what an internal knowledge management system serves within an organization. Let's talk about some use cases for an internal knowledge management system. So typically you will find call centers or a call center, maybe that's a team within an organization, using an internal knowledge management system to manage knowledge about a product or service that they need to help users troubleshoot. So for instance, if it's a call center for maybe your mobile carrier, then that team most likely has a knowledge management system where they have a series of articles or content that helps them find answers as they sit with you on a phone, or at least verify different things that they'd like to tell you. Another case is if maybe you use a software-driven process or a single software that changes drastically over time, or that you've employed and continue to employ various customizations or integrations too. And so that's a good reason why you would need an internal knowledge management system, just to make sure that whatever the changing software you're using is, then it's always being documented. And also in case you maybe frequently release new use cases for the software, new things that can be done within any existing software driven process, then you might want an internal knowledge management system for that too. And lastly, obviously, it stands out as a great tool when for any growing company. So usually if it's a team that's growing, then an internal knowledge management system is something that you really want to think about, because with growth, especially as it occurs in a quick burst, it's really hard to manage and make sure that everybody is getting the right information. And that's why an internal knowledge management system becomes a great tool. So we've discussed what it is, different reasons behind why you would need one. Now let's quickly talk about the different knowledge management system tools out there. And this list of tools that we'll give is focused on internal knowledge management systems. You will see in our other videos on this channel that we've discussed other knowledge management system tools, but those were focused more on end users. So the first tool we'll talk about is Document 360. Document 360 allows you to build an internal knowledge management system easily. Here are some of the greatest features that stood out to us when we looked at the possibilities with Document 360. So firstly is how you can have multiple versions of an article. This is very crucial to teams and knowledge management systems that would like to perhaps have a different version available depending on maybe, let's say, the role of a member within the team, or within the team that is meant to be learning from this knowledge management system. So let's say one article could be written at different levels to cater to a developer, to a customer support agent, or a product manager, and those people would all get separate and distinct versions of an article to cater to the level of detail that they need to understand about any said concept. You can also do localization, on Document 360, which allows you to essentially on scale auto translate your content or articles into various other languages. Another interesting thing is that the categories are very dynamic. You can create multiple layers, hide some or only show some categories of articles to specific user groups that you can identify to control who has access to what within your internal knowledge management system. Document 360 also allows you to embed videos and images easily. So when you add images or videos to an article with Document 360, they are formatted really well and it makes for great aesthetics as well. And one of the key things that I actually wish I put up first about Document 360 is how you can make lists and tables within your articles. That's a very instrumental tool and very underrated actually, because you'll find in so many cases where a table is a very effective tool to convey information. And when it's not available, which is the case on almost every other knowledge management system or knowledge-based software that's out there, those tables really come in handy. And so I would honestly think about getting Document 360 if I know that our content will be table intensive. And the last thing I'll say about Document 360 is that you can attach files to your articles, and actually one more point is, and actually probably the cherry on the cake for Document 360, is that it has the best of the best analytics when it comes to trying to understand the usage or access of a knowledge management system by geography, by searches, and even by article ratings. It offers the most insightful analytics to the team managing a knowledge management system, and that is a huge plus that I would give Document 360. Next on our list is Confluence. So Confluence is one of the more popular and probably the most popular knowledge management system softwares out there. It's very popular for internal usage, and that's because it has the best, I believe, the best security in terms of making sure that your knowledge management system is only accessible to people within your company or team, and you can make that happen essentially because you all share a common company email. And beyond that as well, just to show you the level of security that Confluence offers, it's easily integratable with user authentication methods like Google Authenticator or even Okta services, and that's why people opt for Confluence, because it offers a lot more security. What I will say about Confluence, as maybe not a huge advantage, is the fact that the user interface is fairly boring and static. It's certainly an option that would have you do a lot of customization to make it look good and look better, because one of the huge problems that I see with knowledge management systems is that some of them have great information, but if it's formatted poorly, trust me, it's going to be demoralizing for anybody to want to go to it. And then again, finding that information in your knowledge management system will be hard for the people you're educating. And last but not least, we'll talk about Notion. So Notion has become extremely popular, especially within the tech community, because you can use it for your personal knowledge base. Just sort of create a series of pages as you wish to document whatever you'd like. But more and more so, and of course with its enterprise packages, and Notion is being used officially by companies to manage knowledge for whole teams or the entire organizations. And the reason why Notion is an option to look at is because it's definitely the easiest to get from knowing what to document to actually having it there and available for people to look at, just because the editor is very simple, intuitive. It's not complicated. It's like using any other text editor, Google Doc or Microsoft Word. And beyond that, with its block system and its neat menu in terms of the different things you can add within a block, the last point about Notion is that they have a really extensive template gallery, which you can look through to find different use cases, even different examples from existing companies of how they organize Notion, set up different things on Notion to manage information. You'll find examples of to-do lists, product roadmaps, and so much more. To show you all the templates and how amazing the Notion template gallery is, I decided to put it on my screen here. As you can see, there are different examples. There's structured for startups, there's HR and people ops, and for students as well. So many examples and templates for you to browse through to find what works for you. Now that you know all the internal knowledge management system tools out there, let's look at their pricing. So Document 360 offers different packages, from startup to enterprise plus, and I actually find their cheapest package to be the best option. So Document 360 has multiple packages, and they're capped by the team accounts you can create or have. 2, 5, and 15, basically for the three priced packages. And then beyond that as well, there's a storage cap. But one of the most important things you should take note of is that the startup package does not offer JavaScript customization. So you can see over here, that is not offered in the startup packet, which is $50 a month. And beyond that, and most likely if your organization is really large, and you're looking to have a large number of people managing the knowledge within your organization, and probably are looking to have more expanded features, mostly related to exporting to PDF integrations, you may want to get the Enterprise Plus plan and contact them based on the size of your organization. But for Document 360, probably has one of the best budget packages out there, which costs $50 a month, and 2 team accounts is more than enough for a small startup out there. But definitely for the larger SaaS products or teams, you probably want the enterprise plan. So when it comes to Confluence, they also have a pretty robust free package. It allows up to 10 users, so this is 10 people logging into an internal knowledge management system. And it's private, of course, but the only downfall, the package is free, 10 users, and that's really great. But as your team scales beyond 10 users, it becomes a bit more costly. It's basically $5 per user from that point, and then $10 per user beyond that. And then again, there are limits to there are limits per site, which is 20,000 users, which is great because 20,000 is a lot of people and nothing really to worry about. But I would say that definitely Confluence is also affordable. And just to scroll down the list of features for you to get a glimpse of what they offer as well. I said it before and I'll say it again, Notion is last but not least. And when we look at their packages, they are priced heavily per user per month. And so essentially, whatever team size you have, maybe multiply that by $8 or because that's really the team plan or the plan intended for organizations. And there you go. At the end of the day, what you get with Notion is that there's all the collaboration that you need. Sharing permissions are all there, and so it's very easy to set up, in my opinion, especially when it comes to you wanting a select number of people to access the platform and not just anybody who has the link. So those are all the options there are when it comes to building an internal knowledge management system. As you can see, they're all affordable. They all have great features, and some of them are highlighted, are better for closed off and very secure access, and then some are easier to customize, more user friendly and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the most important thing here is that these tools are definitely cheaper than what the problem they solve could cost you. And again, this video is all about the tools you can use to build a knowledge management system. We have another video out there about how to run a knowledge management project, how to discover what you need to teach, and then the entire process all the way until you have a series of articles or whatever content you'd like to create. We hope this was helpful. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Otherwise, go out there and build your knowledge management system.